Okay, today I want to introduce you to ElyraCanvas, which is a pretty cool project for designing and creating your own low-code, no-code applications. We are using it in Elyra and IBM is using it in different cloud products. And I will just walk you through the library a little to see what you can do with it and maybe to understand better what's going on here. Okay, so let's actually go to the project. So this is a GitHub project in Elyra AI and it's called Canvas. And there is the library itself, but in order to see all its functionalities, there is a test harness. And it's relatively simple to get it up and running. The only thing you need to know is you need Node 14 at the moment and not 16. That's something I had a problem with. That's all. And then you just run those commands here. It takes some time, but afterwards it's starting at port 3001. And then you're actually seeing this one here. So let's get rid of me a little more. So this is actually what you're seeing if you are starting the test harness, and this actually allows you. Oh, let's completely get rid of me. So you can basically with the test harness showcase what's available here. So there are different example applications, and they are coming from. Let's go to the products first. No, so here, for example, this is in Cloud for Data. This is a Kubeflow pipeline editor, which we have here, and we have different types of editors. Maybe I start another one, and they are changing the layout slightly. So if I go to Modeler, some of you might remember the SPSS Modeler desktop application. And now it's actually a complete web application. And this is also using ElyraCanvas. So IBM needed to have some library to create those low-code applications. I mean, there's also DataStage now from IBM, which uses this library. And later on, I will also show you how we are using it in open source. By the way, the library, of course, is open source. And also we are using it in an open source product. Or let's actually go there while this is loading. So this is Elyra. Elyra, you might know the Elyra pipeline editor already. So you can here drag and drop notebooks. So, and we created a component library, component library for AI, machine learning, ETL, and data science. And let's start, for example, with a PostgreSQL connector. And this is a notebook, and this will then run in Kubeflow in a container image, which you can choose here. And also we automatically create this input field for you. No? So that's Elyra, or Elyra pipelines. And if we, it's still creating, if we go back to this one, we are using this library here in many different products like SPSS Modeler and WatsonStudio pipelines and DataStage, and also DataStage was a desktop application before, no? Actually, so. And you see here we have also in Modeler. For those who know Modeler, we can actually create a flow, no? We can, I don't know, let's double check input. We can. So we can basically connect to data asset, and if you double click, we see the properties of the node. And that's actually also, and here obviously we can choose a data asset. Also here, if you double click, we see the properties of the node, and that's the paradigm. No? So this is now the, let's say, application which showcases all the capabilities of the library, or tries to showcase all the capabilities of the library. And that's why I introduced the other tools, because here you see this is basically coming from SPSS Modeler. No? You see here those nodes you might find familiar if you, sorry, this is DataStage, I guess. Or no, sorry, it's SPSS Modeler. So those have been used for inspiring us to create this library. And you see also here are different ways of rendering it. And the thing is, behind the scenes, it's only JSON. So let's actually go to this again, and we can download the pipeline flow. And what we then obtain is a JSON file. And this JSON file is basically representing the pipeline. So you see here, that's the pipeline. It has an ID. The pipeline has an array of nodes. Each node has an ID, and each node has inputs and outputs. So outputs here and parameters, and connections to other nodes, and also positions on the canvas. So the whole pipeline is represented as a JSON file or object, if you wish, and that can actually be used to downstream process it. So for example, in Elyra pipelines, we just use the pipeline file, pipeline JSON, to create, for example, an Airflow or Kubeflow pipeline. Okay, so let's actually have a look what else is possible. It's obviously also possible to have multiple inputs and outputs. So this is drawn from DB2. No, that's the DB2 explainer. Maybe that's the latest version of the DB2 explainer. That's coming from Infosphere Streams, so IBM Streams. So we also integrated that, let's say, a theme into the library. And you see here, it's also possible to have multiple inputs and outputs. You can have super nodes, and you can also design or choose a lot of things here. Now let's go to this one, for example. So we have here a super node. Now you can encapsulate nodes in nodes, and also here on the palette side, you can fully control what's shown here. So you can build a very, very sophisticated low-code, no-code tool. For example, you can choose whether it's allowed to resize nodes or not, which should work now. Anyway, it just worked 1 minute before. Okay, yeah, it's a demo effect. Anyway, so this is, for example, possible. So all the properties are laid out here for easy exploration of the capabilities of the library. Yeah. Okay, that's mostly it. If you have questions, post them down below, and I hope this was helpful, and have fun. All the best. Bye.